PulseFit is our website, which is a web development and ML project. I'm Tanaya. Our mentors are Harsh and Devansh. So let's get started. The tech stack that we have used for the making of our application is LearnStack, and for the implementation of the ML part of our website, we have used Flask. I'm not able to see. एक second. Join with my phone. Yeah. Um, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So, you must be wondering what is PulseFit. There are hundreds of websites available related to fitness on the internet. So, what's so special about our website? Well, our goal is to be with you along all along your fitness journey. Right from the start to the end, we have got you covered for everything that you need at your fingertips. Um, Next slide. I'm not able to see the next slide. Well, the next part of our website is the login and registration page. The authentication here is done using JWT PEP tokens. Um, Roman, I'm not able to see the presentation. I don't know why. Can you take over? Hello.
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 To
Roman is
create
not
screen
audible.
share.
And the PPT has also stopped.
Hello.
It's
Let's
audible.
try resharing if there's an issue.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes.
स्क्रीन दिख रही है ना?
Yes, yes, it's me.
Hello, Rohan, please start the presentation. So sorry for the interrupt. So, you must be wondering there are hundreds of websites all over the internet. So, why PulseFit or why our website? What's so different about it? Well, we have got you covered for all your fitness journey. Our goal is to have you covered for everything that you need right at your fingertips at one place. So, let's see the features of the website. First, we have the login and sign up page. The authentication here is done using JWT web tokens. So now, whatever your fitness goal might be, firstly you need to know your BMI to start off, right? So here you can come here and put in your height, weight and your gender and just click on submit. You will get your BMI, and we have divided it into three categories like overweight, underweight and normal. You will also get some diet plans and suggestions here, and according to your BMI, and you'll also get YouTube videos suggested according to your BMI. Next, now that you have calculated your BMI and you're ready to start your fitness journey, but you don't have the right equipments to start with, or you just don't have the right outfit to keep yourself motivated throughout the journey. So don't worry, we've got you covered. In the shopping tab, when you come to the shopping tab, you will see that our products are divided into three categories, that is clothes, workout equipments and supplements. When you click on any of these categories, you will be directed to the page where you can see products belonging to that category. If you are interested in a particular product, you'll click on that product and you'll be able to see the summary of the product, as in the title, its cost and the number of products that you wish to take, and you can add it to the cart, and when you are done with the shopping you can just click on the cart icon. You will be able to see your cart over there, and in the order summary you'll see your total cost, and here you just have to put in your address and phone number and click on submit. We will get your order request. Next, for the next part I would like Om to carry on.
So, in today's world, heart attack has become a major issue. Recently, we have witnessed millions in the people getting unexpected heart attacks. In order to prevent such cases and to warn people you are in danger of getting heart attack in the near future, we have included a model to predict whether a particular person will suffer from heart disease or not in the next 10 years. So for prediction, we have used a random classifier model which predicts the likelihood of a person getting a heart disease in the next 10 years. So for predicting the heart disease, the features we have included are age, blood pressure, heart rate, cholesterol, glucose, diabetes, etc. And since this model is a classification model, when the model outputs a zero, it means that the person is healthy, and if it is one, it means that the person is more likely to suffer from heart disease in the next 10 years. So we can suggest some measures by which they can be prevented from such attacks in the near future. And the accuracy of our model is 85%.
Yes, you're audible.
So next, sometimes we follow everything that is suggested to us, like we are working out every day and also following the right diet plan. But sometimes it just doesn't happen. We don't lose weight or whatever our fitness goal is. So we would like to take a expert's opinion. So why go somewhere else? We have doctors at our own website. So basically, you can book an appointment for the doctor the previous day. Suppose I book for 2 p.m. So it will be stored with my name and my phone number in the database. And at the same time, if someone else tries to book at the say 2 p.m., it will show as appointment already exists. So at every night, the collection will be copied in some another collection, and this collection will be emptied for making it ready for the next day. Also, fitness freaks are always wants the best gyms. So we are not actually aware that gym is perfect for us or not. So we have listed the top gyms of Maharashtra, and based on your location, it will suggest you what's best for you. You just need to click on the compass. It will redirect you to the to your location and will suggest you the nearby gyms. For this, we have used the Google Maps API. Next is our community tab. Sometimes we just have doubts regarding our fitness journey. Like there are hundreds of opinions available that protein is good for us, carbohydrate free diet, no fat, etc. Why we aren't losing weight even though there is something, is there something wrong or not? So we may post our doubts on this community tab. So someone who has faced similar issues, or it can be answered by experts. Also, we clear the community page in every 7 days so that it doesn't overflow with the messages. This is the about us tab. I would like Tana to explain about it.
So if you want to just reach out to us or have any queries, you can just put on your message here and we will receive an automated email of your message or query. You'll also receive the email, and this automated email thing is done using a third party email sender.
So this is how the BMI collection looks. So we just, as you saw, we are taking only height, weight, and gender as the parameter. Rest, age, user, and age username is taken from, as we are logging in from our own account. It is passed implicitly with it, and the BMI is calculated and stored in our collection. So if in future we are thinking of integrating a history tab wherein the user will be able to see his progress and will generate a progress bar accordingly to help him track his journey. So this is how the orders collection looks like. You'll get the amount, the phone number, the address, and the products are passed in as an array. And when the appointment is made, this is how it will be stored, and after 10 p.m. it will be copied into appointment new collection, and this will be emptied. So this is how our collections look like. I would like to take the opportunity to thanks our mentors Devansh and Harsh, who have been a constant support throughout this journey. They were reachable at every moment. Like कभी ना नहीं बोला उन लोग ने कुछ भी हेल्प के लिए. So it wouldn't have been possible to create this without them. Also, I would like to take an opportunity to thank CoC for providing us with such an beautiful opportunity. Now, I would like to give you a short demo of our website. So this is basically the login page. Here we have to put in the email address and here the password. Also, this is the sign up page. Here, if I put in some random email without this, so it will show it is incomplete. Also, if you like to submit in middle, it won't be submitted. All fields must be filled. So I would fill a password. a phone number, and my gender. So now we are redirected to the home page of our website. This is how it looks. And now I'll go through each feature one by one. This is the appointment tab. I'll put in my name, address, phone number, and book a slot, say 4 p.m. So if it is a successful request, this tab will, all the fields will get empty. So if I again try to book another appointment for say same time, and submit it, it says appointment already exists. So this is how it basically works. Now I'll take you to the gym tab. Basically it isn't a paid API, so it isn't looking properly, but all the features in it are working fine. So if I click on the compass, it will take me to my nearby location and show the gyms that are best for us. This is the ML part. Let us say take some higher parameters. 19, 200, 180, 250, 300, 300, say 330. Are you a current smoker? Yes. Let's say no. Diabetes, say yes. So when I submit it, it takes a little time to predict it, but it will be rendered here. See, it says your heart is at risk. Now I'll show you if we put in some normal parameters. Say my age is 18, BP 120, 80, heart rate 65, cholesterol 120, glucose 120, cigarettes 0. Are you current smoker? No. BP levels? No. Diabetes? No. And submit it. It says your heart is healthy. Now moving on to the next feature, which is our shop. This is the basic interface. If we click on say supplements, it will redirect us to all the supplements which we have listed here. Now let us browse one of it. If you want to increase the quantity, we can increase it from here, or else just add it to cart. As soon as we add it, it is being added here. This is our whole cart summary. I'll put in my address, B205 Bangalore, and some contact details, and submit it. So when the request is accepted, this field will get empty. This is the community tab. Here you can see the previously loaded message. Someone has asked how to lose weight efficiently, and by another username someone has replied to it. So I'll post in some random message to show it works. Say random only I'll type and post it. It is added here with my email. Just I created a new sign up, so you can see it is passed on through that. Now the next USP of our website is this BMI tab, calculated. There we saw an example of overweight, so I'll show here one underweight example. 170, weight 45, gender male. So when we click on submit, it is passed on to the database, and it renders out the BMI, underweight, the suggestions and the YouTube videos accordingly as per the requirement. This is the contact us page where if you want to contact with the admin of the website, we can push some message. You'll get the automated email. We also get the response that your email has been successfully sent. I submitted. So let me go on to that email now. Uh, Yeah, you can see I have received the email from the PulseFit website. Similarly, if we see from the admin side, you'll also get the email about the message. Now, this is the logout. If we log out, we are redirected to this page. Since we have used the JWT tokens, all our routes are protected. So basically, if I want to go on the appointment tab, it won't make us go. Similarly, if due to some reason the website is refreshed or we close the browser, it will still be logged in till 3 days till we don't log in or log out to it. So this was the basic demo of our website, and now if any questions, I'll hand over to them.
I just had a quick question about the ML part. Where did you get the data from? I'm not sure if you all mentioned it.
Like Kaggle ship from Kaggle.
Okay, and you all said I think you all use random forest, right? So how have you hosted your
Yes.
model? I don't think that was mentioned.
Like on फ्लैश भी टाइप का रेंडर पे किया था
Okay, okay. And मतलब random forest है क्यों? और कुछ नहीं मतलब did you all try anything else or?
मैंने I tried different classification model logistic regression k-means Bayes and all but random forest gives more accuracy than the others.
Okay, nice, nice. It's a good thing that you all tried. खाली एक पे direct stick नहीं रहो. दो तीन ट्राई करके देखो कौन सा बेटर आता है वो देखो. Okay. I think you all should try and deploy this. तो deployment में भी तुम लोग को कुछ सीखने मिलेगा. Flask का I'm not sure if there is any, but I think Devansh might help you out with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's already deployed. It's on render.
Okay.
अच्छा हो गया that's
it's
very good.
deployed.
Yeah, that's great. Quick question या comments guys? I guess not. And maybe we can move on to the next team. Thank you for the presentation. It was really nice.
So next team is I think so Pixelator.
अपन शेड्यूल से आगे है क्या?
नहीं प्रॉपर है 220 को चालू होने वाला था पिक्सेलेटर.
डिस्कॉर्ड पे टैग करना चाहिए हमें.
एक कुछ पिक्सेलेटर क्या?
हाँ हाँ, पिक्सेलेटर।
OR में।
हाँ, एक मिनट में उनके मेंटर्स ढूंढ रहा हूँ, मुझे लिस्ट ही नहीं मिल रहा।
कुणाल है, अग्रवाल।
आई गेस मेंटर्स उनके वैभव और धृति है।
कुणाल ने भी मेंटर किया था बीच में।
ओके।
डोंट नो व्हाई दे नॉट कमिंग।
हाँ मतलब मैं तो कुणाल का मैसेज देख के किया।
एक्चुअली उनका एक भी टीम मेंबर प्रेजेंट नहीं है, ना उनका कोई मेंटर प्रेजेंट है। तो रुको, मैं कॉल करता हूँ।
I think we can move ahead with the next thing.
अद्वित का टीम नेक्स्ट है क्या?
Yes.
Minimum spanning 3. That's a very funny name. Nice. अद्वित अगर टीम रेडी है तो बुला ले उनको. You all can start the presentations.
हाँ वो लोग कर रहे हैं ज्वाइन।
हेलो। हाँ, मेरा उनके मेंटर से बात हुआ तो वो लोग बैक ऑफ कर दिए। तो नेक्स्ट टीम स्टार्ट कर दो। आई गेस नेक्स्ट।
हाँ आ रही है, टीम आ रही है.
मिनिमम स्पैनिंग 3 है।
3 लोग ने ही काम किया क्या उसमें?
Yeah. I was kidding. I was kidding. Obviously.
Like the name is supposed to be minimum spanning 3 plus 1, but the plus 1 gets left behind all the time.
I guess you all can drop the joke and actually invite the fourth one now. I guess समीर भी आ जाए तो I can start.
Okay, so direct presentation से चालू करें
हाँ,
और
whatever you all prefer.
okay,
I think that's how every team goes.
okay. Okay, well, hello everyone. I'm Labib from Team Menon Spanning 3. Our project is based on automating code generation for deep learning. It's meant to be a no-code tool for generating deep learning models, but for now, it only generates code of any neural networks. So the problem is the problem we are trying to solve is like the the deep learning frameworks have made it very easy to develop deep learning models, and they abstract away all the difficulties that like normally a person would face when they're implementing a model from scratch. So but even after their abstraction, there's still a gap between people who can develop deep learning models for to solve their problems, and like how actually easy it is. So for example, like if you were to make a model to for image classification, it's very simple if you're using something like TensorFlow or PyTorch, something some high level deep learning framework. But still, a lot of people cannot make this model just because they don't have any programming experience, or they have no idea how an image classification model works. So we solve this by providing like a very user-friendly interface where all you have to do is like kind of make a graph of how your model is supposed to look. Basically, if anyone has used something like Lucid Chart for flowchart making, that was a huge inspiration for our approach to solve this problem. We present a drag and drop feature where all the user has to do is choose the layers of their model using a drag and drop functionality. They will be having available nodes from all the categories of like the three main categories of neural networks, that is convolution neural networks, standard neural networks, and sequence models like which use recurrent neural networks. So the interface looks something like this. This is an example of convolution neural networks. So the user has an input layer, a convolution layer, activation layer, and pooling layer. And when they further like come over here and like they can basically for in convolution layers there are multiple types of convolution like 2D, 1D, and then 2D transport, that sort of thing. So they choose that from here and then they specify the number of input channels, the number of output channels, and then they can just drag and drop and add it to their model. So in the end, what user will have is kind of a graph which will represent the entire flow of the network, which node has the input, how it is connected to the next nodes, and then how they are interconnected with the next node, and like so on, and how the output is produced. So this makes it very easy for the user to like develop models for any task. Like we've also added support for complex unit models such as segmentation type of thing, where the user has to like add input image and the user also gets an output image, and the user has to specify other parameters for the unit model, including like the number of classes and so on. After the user has selected the entire flow of the network, they can generate code by specifying the hyperparameters. So for now, like another key feature is it makes it really easy to just try out stuff. When you are developing a deep learning model, choosing the right architecture is like a big problem. Like a lot of time is spent, and our web app makes it really easy to just remove any unnecessary nodes, or if you want to add extra regularization sort of thing, or if you just want to add more layers, you just have to come here, add them in the middle, and you can just click the generate node, generate code, and then you will have the code ready by for yourself. So this is the main thing. Another thing another thing we do is apart from providing the model code, we also provide the inference code, because we had initially planned to also train the model for the user, but for some reasons it wasn't possible to deploy such a website. So what we decided to do was provide inference code instead. So once the user has trained the model, they can just type in the inference code and specify their input data, and the user will get the output data. So like this also helps to those people who have like no coding experience. So once they get the model, they still need to figure out how are they going to actually use it to solve their problem. So we provide inference code for that. Another key feature that we have added is the collaboration system. If you can see the previous slide, the thing user sees, he also sees a commit button over here. So this allows the user to basically save the entire structure of a model for later use. Like if they try something out and it doesn't work, so they can revert back to their previous model architecture, which is tracked by this commit system. Uh, yeah, so like every commit is basically saved from all the users, and it also allows for example, if a team of people are working on developing a model, each one of them can try their own architecture, and in the end they can choose the best commit there was. So these are the use cases. So it it's not just only for users, like people with no coding knowledge. The developers can use this as an automation tool, so they don't have to like type out the entire model code, like the model class, and then specifying hyperparameters, then training and testing and all that thing. they can just use this drag and drop feature, which will be much quicker than how they will normally proceed. For people with no coding or deep learning knowledge, we provide an interface where like they don't have to really know how everything is working underneath. They just have to like come here, specify their problem. Like if you want an image processing related task, you can go there. If you just want a neural network to predict some sort of thing, you can just go with standard neural networks. So and like they can choose the input and output of their model and the model architecture without writing a single line of code. And then there is collaboration feature which allows for not only single user to work on a project, but if there is a team, so they can collaborate on it. Future scope is like the major most important one is allowing advanced models to be developed. So this is currently like the support is for adding layers one by one, having specifying one input and one output. But these type of models were maybe like cool 5 6 years ago. Now we have developed much more complex models. For example, like GANs and diffusion type of models. They have like so GANs has like two models competing against each other. So that sort of thing isn't integrated on our website so far. It's like the gist is you have one input and one output, so you can only train that type of models. You can't like have an output then feed it to another model. We don't like it's not supported yet in our like in our server. The server how it parses is it just looks at the PyTorch signatures. So we will have to like basically restructure the server, like how it generates code to support these type of models. Second future scope is inferring users problem and generating the recommended architecture. So for example, if a user wants to perform an image classification task, they don't have to come on our website and type out figure out the entire model architecture. What the user can do instead is they type out that they have 3 or 4 image classes and they want to categorize their data based on that. So our system will basically generate a recommendation for image class. Image classification is has like a very standard problem, and like nowadays it has a very standard solution as well. So we can generate that sort of recommendations to the users instead of telling them to make out the entire model architecture. Like for complex thing or for research purposes, it's understandable to make the entire model architecture. But if you're solving a standard problem, you don't really have to. What we can do is like the user types out the problem they're facing, and if it's a standard problem, we can generate recommendations based on existing problems. So for image classification, we have a lot of models which do this task well, and basically there's no beating them. They have basically reached the benchmark for image classification. So we can just provide the model weights for that models for the user's respective problems. So yeah, that was it from our side. We are grateful to our mentors, Sarvagna, Neil, and Arnav, for helping us throughout the entire inheritance phase. Any questions anyone has?
It's not a question, but can we see the demo?
Yeah, demo can be shown. Samir will show that to you. Hello guys, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So as a lot of theory part now. So I'm gonna show you the demo. So first of all, I'm gonna show you the uh, collaboration system and how we are collaborating on. No, uh, Labib, can I share the screen now? Is my screen visible to all? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first of all, I'm gonna show you the collaboration system. So we have a demo video of it. So first of all, a new user logged in, name user 2. So he logs in into the his account,
He selects the image processing projects. He has some existing projects, so he goes on to his one of the project. He does some work. So we have project user, user 2. He adds a user, namely user 1. He adds it to it. So there are two user to this project now. So first of all, he does some work, just the drag and drop feature we added. So before committing, he has to give some commit message. He commits it. Okay. So in the timeline section, he can view his commit. So this is the initial commit of user 2. Okay. So this was it of user 2. Now if another user, there is another video. Wait a minute. Uh, huh. Yeah. So this is user 1. This is logged in as user 1. So he selects that project. So this is the project of user 1. Sorry, this is the project of user 1. Yeah. So there are two users. User 2 has added the user 1. This is the commit made by user 2 previously. Now user 1 also does his work on the same project. Made a new commit. This is by user 1. The commit is made. And this is the commit made by user 2. Then this is by the user 1. So this is how the collaboration system and the drag and drop system works here. So yeah, this was the demo, and this demo contains the drag and drop feature that we added. The generate code part we have shown in the images. Actually, we didn't get time to make a video of that. So basically, this is it. Yeah.
Is their website deployed or it's not deployed?
Actually, it is not deployed yet because the work on it is still left because some pages are still left. So we are thinking of just completing it and deploying it.
I had a question that
Yeah.
when you are making the drag and drop facility, then if the
Yeah.
state is not compatible or the model has some errors, then does it create the error or
So like when the user is like for example अभी में जो समीर ने जो drag वाला feature दिखाया था ना उसमें the user did not enter the convolution में like there are three mandatory input arguments in the convolution but the user didn't enter. So this is handled by the server. The user can basically send out literally anything, any garbage values to the server, and the server will basically अगर if it's not a valid thing, the server will respond with an error. Like you have a problem in the front end sends a JSON to the server. The server basically responds that you have a invalid thing in your the JSON you have sent me. Like it's not a valid for a convolution layer.
okay, so model code generate होने के बाद वो error आएगा?
No. So when the server is parsing it now, so उसमें ऐसा like the way it does is it classifies the given convolution node into the possible nodes it can be. So like I think like the actual convolution layer has around 7 to 8 arguments which have three mandatory ones, and the type of all the 7 8 arguments are specified, and if it the JSON front ends are if it doesn't fit in any of those cases, then the server responds with invalid input, and that will be handled, then wo message will be showed to the user on front end.
Okay, so you said कि convolution layers या जो भी layer है उसमें you can give the three necessary arguments. So I believe that is going to be number of channels और वो सब चीज़ होगा, right?
Yeah, input, output, and
But
diagnosis.
so okay, if in successive layers you don't put proper arguments कि अभी जो next जो previous layer का input आ रहा है it is not exactly the correct input for the
Yeah. So
next layer.
I
So will
understand.
that be हाँ तो वो server में जाने के बाद like after you made the entire model तब पता चलेगा और is there a functionality कि जब तुम UI बना रहे हो तभी वो बता सकते हैं because that will be quicker, right?
No, so the thing is, like for example, उसने convolution node choose किया which has 20 input channels and 40 output channels, and उसके बाद the convolution node should have 40 input channels because the one before it. But the thing is, the user can add a node in between it anytime, so we cannot prompt the user on the front end. So like this has to be passed at the end when the entire model is loaded.
No, but you could do that ना कि every time a node is added you could check. I mean थोड़ा time ज़्यादा लगेगा but if you are making something that is you know कि UI friendly है कि तुम्हें इसी का यही काम करना है. So if the user makes the entire model और फिर वो एक एक करके because every particular जो भी mistakes होगा वो उसको बाद में पता चलेगा. So time भी बहुत ज़्यादा है.
Okay. Yeah, so I thought the reason, yeah, I get your point that it's not user friendly. The reason I stopped was maybe the user can, if we prompt the user that the model is incorrect, but the user has plans of adding a node later onwards, then we would be on the wrong side. So
Hello. Hello.
yeah.
Yeah. So you could do that whenever you leave the nodes, and at that point you can say right, these nodes cannot be linked because the input and output channel is not match or something.
Okay. Yeah, like we will try to incorporate that in our front end. That's a good point.
Okay, cool. And regarding history, how are you storing the history of the model? Do you store commits? So is this a git kind of thing or something?
For that, we are using the schema of MongoDB. So basically, every project has a commit array, and whenever a person hits a commit, so basically a new node data is added to the commits. So basically, with a new commit message. So yeah, by that. And also the commit and the project is added to a person when a user is added. So basically, in the user schema as well as in the project schema, both the things are added. Yeah.
So okay, like so
Go ahead.
no,
So what I was asking is that for every node, have you hard coded the respective code for that particular layer?
So
It was, yeah, go on, Viraj.
okay. Yeah, so that really isn't possible because there are so many different kinds of layers, activation functions layers, all of those things. They have different arguments that take different types. Some of them are optional, some of them are not. So it is clearly not feasible to hard code all of them. So our solution was to scrape the PyTorch documentation and code, which is well structured, to figure out what kind of options are available to the user at any given time. So uh, by scraping, suppose by scraping the code where all of the source code for convolutional layers is there, we'd figure out what kind of layers, as in what classes represent what layers and what arguments they take, what are the types of the arguments using Python type annotations, plus whether those arguments are optional or not. So there is nothing is really hard coded. Suppose if a new type of layer were to be added to PyTorch, uh, our system would pick that up and also make that available to the user immediately without any updates to the website by us.
So currently this website only supports convolution neural networks, right?
No, it supports standard neural networks, convolutional neural networks, recurrent neural networks. Yeah. So where support doesn't go is basically for more advanced state-of-the-art models like GANs, where there are multiple networks and things like that.
All right. And could you like show us a live demo? Like you just showed a video, like for the code generation.
So the problem with code generation is we have tried like First, initially it was a simple HTTP, but then we have tried WebSockets for that, and WebSockets is not integrated in the backend. So the reason is, as the code is generated at the Flash server instantly, but the model model training takes time. So it starts an asynchronous sub process for a model generation, and after that is sent, and then it sends back the model to the Supabase, and then the backend has to fetch that model from Supabase. So that functionality is not integrated in the backend yet. Initially, the code generation part was done, but the training of the model locally is not done.
Okay, so apart from the training, the image that you showed for code generation, was that the code generated by your particular web app, or was it just
Yeah,
an
yeah. So like
example?
the inference code and the model code that was generated on a test thing. So like we had to send a JSON to the server, and then it sent us back the code for that.
You mentioned that many users can collaborate. So can the commit be deleted and in between? So if we delete some of the convolutional layers from between, then the dimension would not be compatible for other layers, right?
So like that thing again, like the previous issue is that we should prompt the user on the front end, but currently it is handled on the Flash server.
Okay.
If
So
the
the
model
commit can
architecture
be
is different.
reverted at any time, right? Any user's commit.
Reverted as I mean removing the nodes and that type of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that can be done. So like the commit so front end pe na, it's like all the model architecture React Flow use case. So the entire model architecture is used as a JSON, and whenever a commit is made na, that entire JSON is saved. Like, and then when a different commit is made, so like uska copy karke, that's how they proceed. So that
So
commit will be saved.
basically, it is like whenever you have made a blunder in the architecture, so you can create a new commit with a new architecture to correct it, just like we do whenever we make a blunder in GitHub or any other code. So basically, the React flow, we can make a new commit and we can correct our problems, and then we can make a new commit. So basically, you can delete a node, add a node, and also update a node with the data you want. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
Eight
I think
seconds.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry. I was. Actually, just one quick question. You were talking about commits. What exactly are you storing in the database when you
So,
commit something?
so whenever we commit, so React Flow gives us two data. Basically, one is the node. Node is basically the label which we are using, for example, convolution or the input layer, and also the parameters and the variables present in every convolution, their values, etc. So in the node data, there is this thing. Also, there is an edge data. So edge data basically gives us the connection part. So there are, for example, 5 nodes. So 5 nodes, how they are connected. The 5 nodes have ID 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all these 5 nodes are connected by the edges. So it would be like 0 is connected to 1, 0 is connected to 2.
So essentially, you're serializing the entire model as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. So and then whenever we commit it, so in the commit message there would be a committer, there would be commit message, and there would be node data and the edge data. So whenever we fetch this data from the backend, so the recent commit, which was the last commit made by the user, is shown on the front end. So whenever a person logs in and gets the project, so the last commit made by him on all the nodes and the edge data is shown in the React flow. Yeah.
I see, but I am not sure if you have a clue. But on GitHub, we store commits in the form of diffs. That is, only the differences between two particular commits are stored. Are you doing something like that, or are you storing the
No,
entire
no,
model in each
we are
particular
storing the
commit?
entire model. Actually, we are not saving the differences.
Okay, I'm not saying that's an issue. Obviously, that's just something a bit too advanced, but I'm sure you can try it someday.
Yeah, yeah, so we can do that.
Computing the diff between models before storing them.
Yeah, so in the database we have all the commits. So by checking the difference, we can probably do that. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I was saying I think I missed the previous part, first part of your presentation, but you mentioned कि तुम्हारा जो code, I mean web app है, it supports training the model as well, right? Given all the things. So between the model generation and the training being finished, is there a way for the user to know कि training का status क्या है, कि अभी कितना खत्म हुआ है training, or like any logs as such जो user देख सके?
Right now, no, but we do have plans for it. Like the way we are planning it. So since we have already earlier we did not have plans because we were using normal HTTP. Now since we have already integrated the WebSockets, we do have plans for sending the model after every. So like in the model code now we have added print statements, and after every 1/10, like suppose there are 20 epochs, after every 2 epochs the model prints that epoch 2 is finished. So what we have planned is after like every time there is a print statement, we send out a status to through the WebSocket that 10% finished, 10% finished, 10% finished. Right now there is none, but we are trying to do.
Okay, okay, that's good.
So overall, I think it is a very nice project. It was a new idea, relatively new idea. So nice work, guys.
How are you planning to? How do you plan to save the train model
On the user or on the server?
on the server?
Okay, so right now, really, there is a user models folder in the server, and every time the model is trained, it does two things. It sends out a commit ID and the ONNX file of or the .pt file of the model. It uploads that to the Superbase, and it saves the model on the server using commit ID, like the commit ID which came as the input. But like if we were to deploy it, we'll delete that user models folder because we don't need to keep that on the server if it is already uploaded on Superbase.
कि तुम लोग वेट्स आफ्टर ट्रेनिंग वेट्स पिकल फाइल में स्टोर करके रिटर्न कर सकते हैं, ऐसा कुछ मतलब तो ट्रेनिंग.
Yeah, so like the trained model in the .pt file is given to the user. Like it's basically like the model architecture plus the weights, whatever is saved in the .pt file.
Okay.
Now, guys, I had one suggestion for you. So overall, it's a very nice project. But I think that if you are going to train models for users, this project won't last for very long because you will have to pay up for the servers, right? So
Yeah,
my suggestion was if you can make it somehow to just make a Python notebook for the user and upload it to Google Colab for him, and so you can continue from Google Colab or some other source, like launch it on AWS for him or something like that. Basically integrate with some other service and let the user figure it out after that. So then this project becomes very nice because then you don't need to bother about that. And your entire project is will generate the code for you and the notebook for you. You can use it later on however you want.
So this training the model on the server problem we have explored a lot during the initial months. So like we tried all the methods that allow the browser to use the GPUs because we understood that training the model on the server is really not feasible. So we were looking for a way to train the model on user's browser. But like from what we understood, all the GPU APIs available so far are for like graphics rendering. There are none for model training. Like there was one of like for conversation model training by Andrej Karpathy, if anyone knows. So, but that was a really small library, and we decided it wasn't feasible for that. So currently, the plans for like what our current plan is for deployment, we will not be, we will remove the entire WebSockets thing that allows the user to also get the model. It will be a simple HTTP request, and the user gets back the model code. But if anyone wants to like use the model training feature, they will have to clone our repo and then set it up locally, set up the server locally, and then basically train the model on the server. Because training on a deployed server will obviously not be possible. But we'll look into the Jupyter node, providing a Jupyter notebook and integrating with the Google Colab. That's a good idea.
Yeah, matlab just so I think a lot of libraries do that. They just have run this on Google Colab kind of button. So you just press. Matlab once the code is generated, once I've created my model using your front end, just run on Google Colab button would be great. So basically, I can just run it over there, and so you also do not have to take care of the storing the model, running anything.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Anyways, overall, nice, really nice project, guys. I like the front end idea and stuff. Some stuff you can still work on, but yeah, overall, a great project.
Thank you. We appreciate the inputs.
Thank you.
Okay, just one last thing. I'm sorry to extend this, but by the way, you can also check out there's something called Teaching Machine. I think you might have heard of it.
So yeah, that like literally in our inheritance proposal, we referenced the teaching that thing because that was our inspiration to start this project.
Also, I think there can be a little bit like more convenience to the project. So right now you're doing like layers, and then you're connecting the layers, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it would be like it's fairly simple to do that using code as well. Like you just import the objects, and then you declare
Yeah,
them.
in the intensive and
Yeah.
PyTorch, yes.
Yeah. So instead, if like that, this is obviously a much easier way to visualize the thing, and if it's training it for you, and it's much easier to be collaborative with it as well. But the if you could, you should try and get like the data. The user should be able to upload his own data, because like for training or something like that, maybe link it from some Google Drive or some place, because in most like professional applications, people usually collect their own data. Like they won't be relying on the public data sets or something like that.
Okay, so the reason, like currently, the user gets a prompt of selecting the data sets, and the data sets they can use is the ones internally available by PyTorch. So like CFART and MNIST, that sort of data set. The thing is, if like the Google Colab idea is new, but we did not even think of it because uploading the entire data to the server, training it over there was just not
Yeah,
like something
obviously
we
that's
could
not
do.
feasible because you cannot upload like half a GB files. What I'm saying is maybe using some other storage service where people are already like maybe taking the data set from Kaggle or something like that, because most people don't use the default data sets. Most
Yes,
people
yes.
will generate their own data sets for their applications. Otherwise, it's a fantastic project.
Or I think there is a specific way, if you provide a link or something, like you don't really have to download the dataset, but there are dataset loaders, right? So you can use something like that, that if you give a specific link or they have more number of datasets, so you can internally probably use those loaders. तो यू डोंट हैव टू एक्चुअली सी फॉर योर सेल्फ कि मेरे पास इतना स्टोरेज स्पेस है या नहीं, तुम किसी और डेटा लोडर पे रिलाई करके फिर ऑनलाइन ही वो लोड कर सकते हो डेटा.
Okay, so like the user
लाइक
can
हगिंग फेस के पास इतने डेटा सेट्स है, राइट? सो द यूजर डजंट रियली नीड टू हैव खुद के डेटा सेट्स. वो उधर से ही डाउनलोड करके ऐसे कर सकता है, वैसा लोड
Okay,
करके.
so since we're using Collab, I think we'll try to integrate this with Drive maybe because so the user doesn't have, like the generated code will automatically fetch the data from Drive.
Yeah,
If
and
not,
you could use like a certain packet limit for your, like the data is being fetched from your Google Drive in certain like a certain size packet, so it does not overload your server, and you don't have to store a lot of data at a time as well. So
okay, okay, sure, we'll look into that thing.
think then we can move on to the next team.
Okay, sure. Thank you to the entire COC team and our mentors for allowing us to pursue this project. We are super grateful.
Thank you, mentors. Thank you, everybody present here. Thank you.
Thank you, team. The next team is Team Pixelator.
Hello. Yes, hi. So, should we start? We were not able to entire project on time. So, हमने जितना बनाया है अपना वो we will show you by sharing a screen. So, Anushka is showing you guys a website. अनुष्का will tell you आगे का कि कितना उन्होंने कंटेंट पे किया है एंड क्या क्या किया है.
Right, so basically, this is our main page. What we wanted was basically this project is about how we want to replace the current fast tag system with a better system. Right now, we're having toll booths for extraction of tolls, right? So what we were thinking is like there are speed cameras to to check like when we go above a speed limit. So basically we wanted to implement something where we would have cameras that would detect the license plate and वैसे ही उस license plate का जो owner है उसके अंदर का वो जो toll है every time he passes that toll at that time and location वो वैसे वैसे cut होते जाएगा. And then we wanted to provide a portal where you could log in with your mobile number and उससे एक OTP generate होगा and mobile number and password से we could log in and once we log in we could see the number of cars that are under that particular owner and for each car उस vehicle का history दिखाएंगे where you would display like where you got that toll, the location, time and how much the total fees. And agar we wanted to implement a wallet where it would automatically get cut or if let's say somebody does not have enough in their wallet it would go into the postpaid section and that would reflect on the site. So वो site पे we would also include a payment portal and that's basically what it is. So this is our main page for login and sign up. After we would log in here, it would take us to our profile. Basically what we wanted here was कि वो जो user है उसके maximum we're providing here is 3 cars for example. So उसके 3 cars with the vehicle number would be coming here and once you click on that it would take you to the vehicle history. One second. The vehicle history where the details for that car would be presented and then we could log out. That is all we could do and we haven't been able to link and everything so it's an incomplete project.
We have created a DL model. उसका I can show you कि वो कैसे नंबर प्लेट डिटेक्ट हो रहा है उसमें. So if this is the initial photograph that the camera will send to the program, then the software which we have written can detect the number plate in this manner. Like I could have run the code right now and given you a live example, but मेरे लैपटॉप में पता नहीं at the moment कुछ error आ रहा है उसमें. But एक बार पहले हम run कर चुका है and it is working perfectly. And we have tried this with multiple images too. अलग अलग एंगल से सब वो प्रॉपरली डिटेक्ट हो रहा नंबर प्लेट एंड कन्वर्टिंग it into binary format basically. This is our DL model till now. Yes. And we were lagging in the backend part mainly. कि हम लोग डेटा बैकएंड से फ्रंट एंड पे दिखाना था, वो हम लोग कंप्लीट नहीं कर पाए. सो यस, दैट वाज एन एंटायर प्रोजेक्ट.
So like I wanted to ask one thing. In the DL model itself, you are extracting the number plate out of the whole image, right, and converting it into binary format, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So like after that, don't you think that you need to convert that into text format just so that you can, for each and every number, registration number, you can link that particular fees or amount that the car went through this tool.
Yeah, so in our model, we used a YOLO model, pre-trained YOLO model, and through easy OCR we were fetching the number plate. So when we run the code, so it basically on the image it creates a box outlining the number plate, and in the terminal section it shows the number plate and the accuracy of the model. So the number plate is extracted and the number plate is shown in the terminal itself.
So did you like try any other models instead of like the YOLO model you said you tried for extracting the number plates? Is there anything else that you tried?
Uh, we were trying to do it through only OpenCV, but then we thought about implementing DL only because that was our initial plan from the start. So we didn't want to do it through OpenCV, but we found a lot of resources that could help us to do it through only OpenCV and not use the YOLO model.
So, how does a user like actually send a picture? Like,
वैसे यूजर को पिक्चर नहीं भेजना है. इट इज बेसिकली द
I mean, user in the sense like whatever like if it's like a camera on the highway, how does it like? How does it send the picture, or how does it like camera में तो processor है नहीं, तो how does it communicate with the model?
Yes, so we had this problem. We asked this exact question to our mentors too, but the thing is कि वो उसमें हार्डवेयर इन्वॉल्व हो जाता है, तो हमने उसका like उतना इम्प्लीमेंट हम नहीं कर पाए इस ये.
No. I'm not asking. वो वहाँ हार्डवेयर एंड से वो like how would it send the image is what I'm asking. How, like in what format does your application accept the data?
We haven't created or thought about that, but as much as like I know कि हम like normal कैसे जो cameras लगे होते हैं like CCTVs, the way in which they send data to the server, we can collect the data in a similar manner from all the cameras located at the toll booths and process our number plates in that way.
Okay. And also one more question. So, have you? So, how did you build your server? Like, what did you use to build your server?
So as in, we have used MongoDB for a backend for storing all the data. We haven't created any other thing apart from that. We have created schemas for the user, and I can show you a ER diagram. Give me a minute.
No. I'm saying that I think there's something that you're missing here. What I'm asking is, suppose the camera takes the data. That is fine. We're not concerned with what the camera is doing. Once it gets to a place with internet connectivity, like it gets to the computer or gets to some IoT device, we don't care about that either. But the data will be sent to some place, right, from there, and that some place is your website. Correct? Am I wrong?
No, you're correct.
Yeah, so your website must have some sort of an interface or an API, no? For it to actually receive the data.
Yes, we have created an API. I didn't do that personally. We had another team member working on that, but he is not currently over here since he had an अलग वो हम लोग का इनिशियली 440 को था मीटिंग तो वो भी दूसरे मैच में वी डोंट हैव एनफ नॉलेज अबाउट दैट राइट
ओके
सो आई कैन शो द ER मॉडल ER डायग्राम व्हिच वी इनिशियली हैड डिजाइन कि हम कितना डेटा दिखाने वाले थे Yes, so this is initially our plan कि हम लोग this much data we were going to show on a website. Like there are going to be two type of users. One would be the admin and one would be the citizen. And accordingly, like they would be given, like they will be shown the data. If it's the admin, he can see the entire like full toll naka history ki how many number of cars buses pass through that in the entire day. And अगर वो नॉर्मल सिटीजन है तो एज वी शोड यू इन द वेबसाइट कि उसको अपने सारे व्हीकल्स दिखेंगे एंड उसका हर व्हीकल का अपना इंडिविजुअल डेटा मिलेगा कि कितना पेमेंट आउटस्टैंडिंग है कितना पेमेंट तुम कर चुके हो एंड लास्ट टोल नाका कौन सा यूज किया है all that data would be shown over there. And how are we getting that data is simply by like once we get the data from the camera, we will store everything in a database uh, in the format where everything would be linked as shown in this ER diagram. Like every part is linked to each other by one or the other thing, like user ID, vehicle ID, Vehicle is linked to the user via the user ID. Similarly, everything is interconnected. तो वो हर चीज़ का स्कीमा होगा अलग से, यूजर का, व्हीकल का, टोल नाका का, पेमेंट का. We could not complete that on time, but because it was getting too complex, फिलहाल. So this was a plan initially, and we would complete it, but time frame पे नहीं हो पाया हमारे हमसे.
Okay. Anyone else has any questions?
कितना टाइम चला था इनहेरिटेंस का प्रोजेक्ट?
3 months.
Time? हाँ, 3 months.
अच्छा, ऐसी.
हम लोग इनिशियली कर लेते, बट फिर उसके बाद हम थोड़ा कुछ स्लो हो गए, तो वही है. We did not complete it on time.
Okay, as long as you are actually willing to complete now, there's no issues.
Yeah, we will definitely complete the entire project.
Because they are the ones who will guide you the most.
Yes, we got a lot of help from mentors कि हमको एटलीस्ट पाथ दिखा कि कैसे क्या क्या लगता है इन सब ऐसे सब बनाने में. लाइक वाटर, लाइक मेरे को नहीं पता था ऐसे मैंगो टीम जैसी चीज़ है, तो वो सब सीखने को मिला. एंड वी विल डेफिनेटली वर्क ऑन दिस. एंड लाइक हमने इनिशियली जो प्रेजेंटेशन दी थी एट द स्टार्ट ऑफ CoC, वी विल ट्राई टू स्टिक टू दैट कि जितना हमने बोला था हम उतना बनाएंगे. एंड वो पार्ट कि कैसे कैमरा से हमारे वेबसाइट पे आएगा, वो एक काफ़ी बड़ा चैलेंज है. लाइक वी आस्क्ड अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल, तो हमको अच्छे आंसर्स नहीं मिले उससे. तो आई फील अगर हमारे पास अभी टाइम फ्रेम लिमिटेड था, तो अगर अभी हम ऐसे टाइम फ्रेम नहीं है, तो हम उसको उस पर ज़्यादा रिसर्च करके वी कैन थिंक ऑफ अ सोल्यूशन फॉर दैट टू.
I see, I see. I think a few of your seniors have implemented something similar like that before, so you can ask them for help. I'm not sure exactly who your mentors are, but I remember mentoring an inheritance project that does exactly that. तुम लोग जिधर अटके हुए हैं ना, वो लोग ने किया था implement उनके inheritance project में. So maybe get in touch with them also, and they'll help you out with whatever issues you have.
Okay.
Also, I would suggest focusing your like efforts on actually building like a server that can handle data, because like when you think about it, तू हर उसका जैसे अगर कैमरा है तो मतलब तू हर उसका वो स्पेसिफिकली कैसे डेटा भेजेगा, या वो how will it be enabled to send data over the internet? You cannot control that for every camera on every tool now. There are multiple ways of sending like a video stream or photo stream to a server. I don't think that's where you need to be focusing your effort. Your effort should be building out an API or fleshing out an API that can handle that tremendous amount of data, and that defines like a very easy interface to get where data needs to get going.
भी हमको उसमें रिसर्च करना है थोड़ा. We will learn more about that stuff and we will continue the project.
All right, then, if there are no more questions and suggestions, we can move on to the next part. So, we have a half an hour break here and we'll resume at 4 p.m.
Thank you everyone. It was a good experience, learning a lot of new things.
Thank you, CoC, for providing us such a good experience. We will try to complete the project after this and hopefully explore a lot of new things. Thank you.
Thank you to CoC and all our mentors to give us this opportunity to work. Hopefully we'll stick by our initial presentation and we'll definitely work on it further. Thank you for the guidance.
A huge thanks to everyone present here, especially the veteran Kevin Shah, and also to our seniors, Kush and Priya. Anything you would like to add or suggest, Kevin, in general about inheritance?
तो मैंने इसको पे किया है क्या संपूर्ण I don't know that stuff. Overall, nice, yeah. Good to see inheritance still going after so many years. Uh, so what was, मतलब मुझे इतना idea नहीं है because I was not involved in inheritance. So what was the timeline like for inheritance this time?
So it started in September एंड में ओरिएंटेशन हुआ इनहेरिटेंस का. देन ये टाइम हमारे पास रजिस्ट्रेशन 75 जितने टीम्स के आए थे एंड वी डिड नॉट हैव दैट स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ मेंटर्स. तो वी डिसाइडेड टू टेक 1 week ऑफ इंटरव्यूज फॉर द टीम्स. शॉर्टलिस्ट करेंगे बेस्ड ऑन देयर आइडियाज एंड अप्रोक्सीमेटली 50 टीम्स को हमने शॉर्टलिस्ट किया. बट टू कीप अप द कम्युनिटी स्पिरिट हम लोग ने बाकी टीम्स को रिजेक्ट नहीं किया. वी जस्ट क्रिएटेड अ डिस्कॉर्ड सर्वर and the teams without mentors would get mentoring on the general channel and resources सभी के लिए common था. तो उसके बाद approximately अक्टूबर के सेकेंड वीक में चालू हुआ inheritance officially and then it ended Jan end में and the presentations है first week of Feb.
Okay, cool. Decent amount of time क्योंकि with curriculum है तो थोड़ा difficulty होता है but overall good for this. And nice effort, right?
Thank you so much for that. Anything the other seniors would also like to add? Question, Priya.
Not really, I guess तुम लोग का जब इनहेरिटेंस था तब से ज्यादा एक्टिव रहे हैं. Both in terms of mentors have been more active and the mentees too. I think the Discord server was a very good idea. I mean, it's proven to be a success so far. I mean, throughout so far anyway. So that's really nice. So I think we can at least continue with this next year. ऐसे ही कुछ like you said, because I think कि यही चीज तो और बढ़ने वाले हैं. Registration अचानक से कम तो नहीं होने वाला है. Like we had like 34-40 registrations and so we decided to take them all. I think this is the first time that we've had to not outright reject but not give direct mentorship to everybody that who registered. Right?
This was the first time, yes.
Yeah, so that's good. I mean, that's just good proof that we are actually growing overall.
Yeah, but my suggestion is even if you have the capacity, you should always take interviews for inheritance at the start. So that some people do not realize what they want to do. So interviews, if you keep an interview, they get a good idea. You will have to implement a lot of things about the idea and stuff. So anyways, keep the interviews there. But overall, Discord is a very good idea. So earlier we were not that active on Discord, and even currently I'm not that active on Discord. But Discord is a very good idea if you are following it through.
Actually, interviews have been traditionally a part of inheritance, although previously they were not eliminatory in nature. बस ये साल interviews had some weightage.
Right, हाँ नहीं makes sense. I understand मतलब resource constraint होता है हमारे साल भी था. We were so long back, so we were very few people, and number of teams were much more than what we could handle. So then at that time we got people from outside to help us for CSC. Outside as in friends who are not part of CSC also CSC mentor and stuff. But yeah, that's good.
And like another thing is, many of the teams who have presented over the past 2 days, they actually were not assigned mentors till the end. So, like that signifies the point कि open mentoring रखना भी थोड़ा बहुत useful रहा है. We were not very sure about that.
That's nice. वैसे teams भी अगर presented, it's very nice. वो लोगों का project complete किया, that's good.
And थोड़ा सा fair रखने के लिए we actually kept every month evaluations, so that if some teams are not working in the 50 teams, we can demote them, and some really good hardworking teams in the rest of the 25 teams, they can be promoted and assigned dedicated mentors.
Oh, nice. Okay, good.
So that's about inheritance for this thing, this year. And I would also like to thoroughly thank the heads present here, Ananya and Harsh, also the other heads, Smith, Abhishek, Naman, also the core members present here, Devan, Sharna. I would also like to thank Tushar and Anurag for setting up the streaming equipment and streaming infrastructure. पूरे 2 दिन उन लोग ने लैपटॉप चालू रख के स्ट्रीम किया है, so thanks for that as well. And I think we can now continue after 20 minutes. What say?
नेक्स्ट टाइम अभी बूमर्स है ना 4 बजे.
अगर सब लोग आ गए तो चालू करते प्रेजेंटेशन. ठीक है ना सर्वर में.
रुक रुक 2 मिनट. स्टार्ट करें.
Okay. बोल एक बार स्क्रीन शेयर करो. नाज़र, you can start.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are Team Boomers and we're here to present our inheritance project. So our project is Roots to Wings, which is an online well-being buddy. Basically, it will help and assist you with mental health illnesses. Now the question is, why this project? So while we know that we have to go to the doctors when we get hurt, we've been doing that since we're children, but we've never really thought about our mental health. Whereas as we grow, it does affect us and we are coming closer to it day by day, but we just don't realize it. So that's how we came up with this idea of creating a platform where it is easily accessible to people to know about mental illness and to, learn more about it rather than, so that they don't have to visit a doctor physically. The other thing is, why now? So up until 2020, everybody knew that yes, there is something called mental health, there is something called mental illnesses, and okay, that's it. But when the pandemic hit us, that is when people started coming closer to it. Either it occurred to them or to a community level where we came in contact with people who were experiencing, mental illnesses. So that is why we decided to come up with this idea.
Okay, so as she mentioned that our website focuses on solving mental health issues and analyzing mental health. So this is a basic mind map that will just show how our website is structured. We have a homepage through which you can sign up and log in. Then you will be redirected to our dashboard and our homepage and a page which has several features, and the main features are chatbot and questionnaire. And on the questionnaire dashboard, you will have the option to select any one quiz out of the 5 quizzes. Then you can attempt that quiz and you will get your result depending on your severity level. And then you can go ahead and find out the solutions. Next, please. Yeah. And this project involved a lot of tech stack, to be honest. And the front end tech stack is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. And the backend is in Flask app and Python. And we also have an ML based chatbot. So for that, I have used several different
Python libraries, but I have just pointed out the main library that is NumPy, Pandas, Scikit, and TensorFlow. And our database is set up in MySQL. And next slide, please. Yeah. So now I'm going to talk about the different features of our website and what will you look at when you go to our website, Rules to Wings. The key features are the questionnaire, chatbot, login, sign up, and solution page. In the questionnaire, uh, you get basic quizzes that are clinically approved, and there are 5 questionnaires, and you will get a detailed description about the question later on. And there is a chatbot. It is an ML based chatbot, and we have a login sign up where. So what we have done in our login sign up is that we checked out different mental health websites, and we found out that most of them don't ask you to sign up, and they allow you to take quizzes even if you are not logged in. And the point being that if you just want to visit a website, if you are going through some mental illness and you want to visit a website and take a test and find out what is going on with you, you don't have to register and spend your time logging in. So we kept that in mind, and if you want, you can log in and you'll be redirected to the same page that anyone else who is a guest user will face, and then you can utilize all our features. Next, we have a solution page where we have explained and in a friendly manner about the different solutions for different mental illnesses depending upon your severity level. Next slide, please. Yes, the first feature that we have is our chatbot. The chatbot is a machine learning based chatbot which has a JSON file wherein we have trained that chatbot using different models like vanilla RNN, GRU, LSTM. But to be honest, there are so many models that I can train my chatbot on. But while going through the 3 month long experience, I found out that I cannot study all of them, and building a chatbot from scratch is a big deal. So I use different references and I took inspiration from different repos and websites wherein there are chatbot models. But now the problem was that there are chatbot models, but specific for mental health, there weren't many. So I had to find a different data set, and then I had to use that data set for my the model that I found. And that data set had different set of questions, different columns, and so we tried to change the model. We did a lot of changes and we built a chatbot model that works on the specific data set. Now the data set that I've used has a set of more than 100 questions that, and the aim of this chatbot is basically to mimic what a therapist or a psychologist does. And even I know that what a psychologist does and how his brain works is very, very advanced, and they have gone through several patients to find out what what the best method or what the illness the person is going through. And we cannot directly compare our chatbot to a therapist, but this is a base model that showcases that how advanced our system is, that we can replicate the basic functions of a therapist. Like in the chatbot, I will show you the live demo later, but we can chat with him, we can say hi, hello, hola, guten tag. We can then ask him that, hey, I just wanted to know what is mental illness. Can you define mental illness? Can you define mental health? And then you can ask also serious questions like, what is the difference between stress and anxiety? What is the difference between sad and depression? Because even when I was researching about mental health, I didn't know the exact difference between depression, being depressed, and being sad. So our chatbot basically focuses on that to mimic a therapist using an ML model. And next feature, yeah, Gauri, you can continue.
All right. So Pranav just now explained one of our features, that is chatbot. So now I'll be explaining what a questionnaire is. What you see on the screen is the questionnaire dashboard. Over there you can see there are 5 blocks, and those 5 blocks are 5 quizzes that our platform presents. The first one is depression, the second one is anxiety, the third one is anger, the fourth one is sleep disorder, The fifth one is the somatic symptoms. So, whenever the user reaches this dashboard and clicks on any one of the tests, for example, if he chooses to give a depression test, so this test is a set of questions which have options in the format of range. For example, it will be 0, 1, 2, 3 or 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So what exactly these options signify is 0 has the lowest value and 3 has the highest value or 4 has the highest value. So if there's a question like how do you feel today? So if I feel moderate, I might choose 1 or 2, or if I feel very good, I might select 3, or if I feel very sad and depressed, I might choose 0, or somewhat like that. So when a user gives any of these tests, his answer is recorded, and at the end, on the basis of the options that he or she has selected, a result is produced. In the result, the user can know the severity of their mental health condition. It can be minor depression, severe depression, or something like that. So after the quiz is done, as I said, there will be a page where they are displayed the result. So what should they do further with the result? That is what Ardra will explain to you guys.
So as explained by Pranav and Gauravi, there is a chatbot and there is a questionnaire. So now we come to the solution part. So our platform can analyze the mental health issues, but we are not medical professionals, so we can't provide you with a perfect diagnosis. So that is where this solution comes to place. So if suppose you take the test for anxiety, based on the answers that you give in the questionnaire, our platform will tell you that suppose you have mild anxiety. So our solution page will give you an entire description of firstly what anxiety is, and secondly it is there will be a heading that says mild anxiety, and we have explained it in a way that is not frightening because mental health is a stigma, and as much as we're moving forward, there are still people who may need help but need to be told in a friendly way. So we have used various, phrases like it's just like a gust of wind. It's, just a slight change in your mood. Or if you're feeling this, that's probably because, you have anxiety. So we have stated such results. And at the end, on each solution page, we have made sure to, reassure the user that it's not a big issue, it's not something that you cannot get out of. Stay strong. There are words of affirmation that are very much required when it comes to such platforms, and we have also made it a point to mention that it would be recommended as well to consult a professional because we cannot again provide you with a diagnosis. Secondly, whatever information is on the solutions page has been we have accumulated all of that detail out of lots of research. We have gone through many different sites. We've gone to the NHS site. We've gone through the MH site. We have compiled our results and then made it in a very user friendly, readable way. Next slide. So this is the live demo of this is a video actually of our website, but we'll show you the live demo a bit later. This is just a video of what our functionalities are.
Okay, I will just share my show you the live website. Just a second. Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that is it. This is our website, Roots to Wings. Welcome to Roots to Wings. You can analyze your mental health here and learn a lot about it. Basic, the sign up and login pages. This is a sign up page where you can register. I've already registered, so I will directly go to login, and you can log in and you can enter your password and just log in and go to your dashboard. But if you do not want to log in, you want to just take the test, you just want to access the features, you can do that as well. And to understand, to make it easy, like many websites have a tutorial or a demo slides that they guide the user. We have done that too. And as you go down, you will find out that you have to follow these steps to perfectly analyze your mental health status. And the step one is that you obviously, as a newcomer, you don't know a lot about mental health, and you want to find out. You have curiosity to just explore different questions like what is mental health, what is mental illness, what is depression. So we have a chatbot that is an ML based conversational chatbot who that you can talk to as if you are talking to a friend. And let's just skip the theory and let's just go to the chatbot. Yeah. So, and I have also modified the dataset a bit that just to show that how easy it is to add more questions to the dataset. And right now there are 100 plus questions, but imagine if there are 10,000 plus questions or 15,000 plus questions, the chatbot would be able to answer almost every single one of your questions. Right now, it is able to answer your basic conversational questions and mental health questions that are quite basic. So let me just do a fun thing. I will go hi bhai game show just to greet and hello there, glad to see you. You're back. Okay. Now I can just ask him, can you please define depression? And there you go. A mental health disorder characterized by persistently depressed mood or loss of interest in activities causing significant impairment in life. And I can also ask him difficult questions like what's the difference between anxiety and stress? And these are not pre-written questions. You can literally type them and just send them, and we give you a detailed explanation that stress and anxiety are often interchangeable, and you can read it. And this just showcases that our chatbot that works on a model that has a data set of different questions. You can talk to it, you can ask them different questions, you can have fun with it, and at the end you can just say thanks. And that's it. Happy to help. Then go back to our homepage. You see we have done the step one. The step two is it taking a test by clicking on the questionnaire button. Once you have filled your pot of curiosity with the chatbot, you can go to the questionnaire page. Here you go. This is the questionnaire dashboard that shows you the different quiz options you have: depression, anxiety, anger, sleep disorder, and somatic symptom. Let's say I want to take the test for depression. Now, in the heading, as Gauri mentioned, you will have a simple question. Over the last 2 weeks, how often have you been bothered by any of the following problems? 0 being the lowest, 3 being the highest. So let's say, okay, I was feeling very anxious. Not really. I will just fill these out quick, not to waste a lot of time. And I'm filling these options uh, as the maximum so that I can check if my results show that I have severe depression. And yep, the severity level is severe depression. And many people don't even take a test, and you have taken the test, so we have just congratulating message. Now you can give the test again or see the solution. When you click the solution button, you will be taken to your solution dashboard that showcases your different solutions for different illnesses. I just took a depression test, so I want to know the solution for depression. And here you have a detailed explanation and detailed solution. And I have made sure that if you can see the chat format, the pattern is in a friendly manner, a conversational manner, not very Wikipedia type. And many mental health websites try to make it interactive, try to make it encouraging because people that are dealing with depression or mental illness need that and they will like that. So I had severe depression, so I can just scroll down and I can read what severe depression is, and we have mentioned that what severe depression is, what are the symptoms, and what should you do. And to be honest, for severe depression, we highly recommend to reach out for help, and mental health professional will be the best for that. And yeah, and we have also mentioned where we have found the quiz questions. We have taken it from psychiatry.org. That was recommended by a psychiatrist to us. And yeah, that is that. Welcome to the students. And I think, Gauri, you can continue sharing your screen.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Okay, so this was a 3 month project and it included a lot of steps. So there were certainly some difficulties that we faced and also a lot of learning that we did during this phase. So, uh, starting with Pranav, we will tell you the difficulties that we faced and how we tried to manage or overcome them.
Yeah. So in 3 month long process, we went from beginners to, I won't say pro, but we went from beginners to experienced learners. And while I was working on the ML model of the chatbot, I found out that building a model from scratch is very difficult. And I took inspiration from different websites and different repos to get an idea of how to build a model. And I faced a lot of issues in connecting, in using the data set on a different model because the data set has different columns, different indexes, and the model is trained on a different data set. So I had to modify according to that. And while I was learning the course, I used Andrew deep learning and machine learning course. And while I was learning, I could still not solve the issues that were arising because I hadn't practiced making a model on my own, and there were so many other things. If you look at the chatbot and the libraries we have used, there are so many libraries that I haven't even heard of. And so while I was dealing with that, I had to Stack Overflow, I had to Google, I had to research, I had to watch separate videos, and still there were many such errors, and that was solved by our mentor Arnav, and he helped a lot till the last week to solve these chatbot errors. And in the future, I hope that I can build a chatbot on my own. And this is a very base model just to show the power of a chatbot, like how it can mimic a therapist. I want to build a chatbot that can be used at different mental health websites and different mental health institutions and benefit people. So yeah, that was my difficulties faced during while I was doing my machine learning part, and also in the backend part. Actually, first we were aiming to build a website that was Flask plus React, but initially when I was setting up my Flask, I had the structure set up differently, and when I tried to send the JSON data, the React part couldn't link it, and the React problems will be addressed by Gauri. But in the Flask backend, I think the setup that I did for React was creating some issues. So we quickly switched to our backup that was HTML, CSS, and JS, and I did my setup according to that. And we made our front end in HTML, CSS, and JS, and the React issue will be now addressed by Gauri.
Okay, so as Pranav said, our initial motive or aim was to build the website in Flask plus React. Aza and I were majorly working in the front end part. So we began working on the React website, but as the backend and the front end worked separately, we at the end phase realized that integrating Flask and React has become a problem. So we had to switch to the backup plan, but we did not give up. Even though we faced issues, we consulted our mentors and did what was right to be done at the 11th hour. So we switched to HTML and CSS and built the website. Obviously, there is a lot more to learn in React for us and implement those learnings. Sorry. Sorry, Ardra will continue.
Right. So about the integration, the issues that was faced was since the Flask was set up in a working model with HTML and we were working in React. At the end, when we sat to integrate both together, there was an issue that came that the Flask model required the data in a JSON format, which our React model wasn't able to, generate. So that is the issue, and that is what we majorly faced. So we did switch to our backup, but we're still, trying to figure out, how to work around that React model.
Yeah. Now, uh, the future scope, yeah, as I said, we want to build a better chatbot, and there are different features like the mood board and journal that we want to uh, include in our website, and they are quite self-explanatory. So we'll just cut short that, and yeah, that is it. Thank you so much to the COC team for giving us this opportunity, and a big thanks to Arnav and Ankit, our mentors, that helped us a lot, and they have helped us during exams, helped us during every single time. And thank you so much to COC and to our mentors for providing us this opportunity. Thank you.
Awesome work, guys. Really beautiful UI. I had a doubt in the questionnaire section. Like, are the questions auto generated according to the previous responses, or are they hard coded? Hard coded.
So the questions are hard coded, and the result is cumulative of all the scores that they give.
Actually, we selected the question sets from psychiatry.org because obviously, as individuals, we cannot prepare professional mental health quizzes and analyze those answers. So, we had to take the test sets from somewhere for it to be accurate.
Okay, and one suggestion from my side, you can include a stats tab where you can have the daily and weekly records for a particular user. You can include it.
Actually,
I'm
for
so sorry
that,
for interrupting. I'm so sorry. Actually, the future scope, there was a feature called the mood board, which aim is very similar to what you're saying. It will, an everyday record of the user as to how your general mood is, so that at the end of the month, when they look back, they can see, ki, probably, maybe during my exam week, I was a bit more stressed compared to the other weeks. So just an analysis. But yes, we'll take your suggestion. We'll improvise on this a bit more.
Okay, great project, guys, and as Ananya said, great UI also. But so I didn't get what model you used for the chatbot. Like, what exactly did you use?
So we used the vanilla RNN model for the chatbot, and we stored the JSON file in a pandas data frame.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
We used a vanilla RNN model, and
Okay.
to store the data file, the JSON file, we saved it in a pandas data frame.
The JSON for what? For your data set?
Yeah, for the data set.
Okay, and of course, this model is adaptive, right? Like you can type in any question and it'll give you an answer.
Yes.
Yeah, because I got a bit confused there when you said it can answer like, the data set can be extended easily. So basically, any question that's outside that JSON file can also be answered, right?
No. It works on the basis of the data set. The questions that are mentioned in the data set are only answerable.
Okay.
Like,
Uh,
we hope to, incorporate that feature and make it similar to ChatGPT. That would be really awesome.
okay. So basically, what it's doing right now is checking the JSON, and then JSON may there is a question, and then there's an answer, and then it's just putting the answer out, right?
Yeah, it is checking the tags and it is checking what question the user has asked, and it is giving the response as you mentioned.
Okay. Okay. And well, like the questionnaire thing, did you use a model for that, or is that like a set? Like, is that in a JSON too?
No, the questionnaire is hard coded. We didn't use a ML model for that. We borrowed a question set from psychiatry.org website that was recommended to us by a psychiatrist, and we saw the detailed explanation behind the questionnaire, and it shows that if according to the responses, if the score is about 20, about 40, then they have severe depression or mild depression, and accordingly we hard coded the backend.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. And like if you are doing like a JSON, right, then maybe you could have sped up this process by using a database instead, like MongoDB, that would store your JSON, and like maybe sending around a link to actual psychologist who would have added in questions. So instead of like 100 questions, you would have many more, and then you could have trained an actual model on it. So yeah, that's a suggestion that you could do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. Thank you.
Okay, so if anyone doesn't have any suggestions, then we can start with the presentation of the next team.
Good job, guys. So now the next team can join.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, am I audible?
Yep.
Yeah, so can we start?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, just a sec. Okay, hello, this is Ruchika this side. We are the team Neuron, and here we start. Our project name is Intelligent Navigesture. So basically, what our aim of the project was to give the user a touchless experience with the help of gestures mainly, and to be able to work with the interface with the help of gestures mainly. It's not only work, but we have associated a fun experience like games with it as well. Like we focused on touchless mouse, with the help of which we can scroll through the website. Like for example, if I'm seeing YouTube, so we can scroll through it, and then we have used volume control. So with the help of my gestures, I can increase or decrease or mute the volume. Then air hockey is a game which we have worked on, so that we can play along with some person or play it with our hands itself. So this is what we've worked on, and these are the tech stack that we've used. So computer vision, OpenCV, Python, deep learning, and neural networks. And modules are OpenCV, MediaPipe, PyAuto GUI, and PyCoC. And I would like to ask Sapra to continue. Please.
Basically, I'm now going to give a demo of our like mouse and volume control through gestures. So I'm going to run this code. So basically, this code allows us to control the mouse, and we have functionalities such as there's a moving mode where we can move our mouse. There is a left click, right click, scroll, and also with a certain gesture I can control the volume as well. So it takes some time to start. So like whenever I'm moving my index finger, so the moving mode is activated. So wherever I move my finger, like the mouse cursor move, and whenever I want to click, I have to up my index and middle finger. So like this, and I have to do this action so that it detects a left click. And again, when I have to move, I have to just have my index finger up. For right click, there we have to do similarly, like middle finger and ring finger should be up, and I can select again for left click I have to do index finger and middle finger thing. And for volume control, I have added this gesture. So I have to put my middle three fingers up, and I have to control using my little finger. So and whenever I have to set, I just have to go back to normal mode, like scrolling mode. So if I want to scroll, then one minute. For scrolling mode, basically 1 minute. For scrolling mode, I have to for down scroll, the thumb should be open and rest four fingers should be down. And for scrolling up, everything should be like open. So these are the modes of our mouse. And for volume control, this is the mode. Like three fingers should be up, and like you can see, volume slider being controlled using gesture. So yeah, this was our demo of our mouse and volume control using gestures.
Now Soham.
So the next part is by Soham, where we have made a game, air hockey game. So he will explain that part.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, please.
So, apart from just navigating, we thought of exploring OpenCV more and decided to create a small game. So, in a few minutes, I'll share my screen. And this is an air hockey game. It is not made from any GUI, only made from overlapping, and we only made it from overlapping images.
So 1 minute. So basically, like there are three parts of how we are controlling our mouse and volume. So first is a hand tracking module file, which contains all the helper functions. Like the functions are declared such as that there is a find hand function, which first detects the hand. Like we are using MediaPipe, which is a Google developed module, which already like basically it is a model which is already trained on the hand data. So when it already is pre-trained to give us like it can find hands. Like we have to use some functions. Like it can draw landmarks on our hand. Like it gives like basically it creates a mapping of our hand and like creates a dot basically on our hand. So it gives the location of each individual part of our hand. So basically we are using that to find position of individual like sections of our hand, and basically we are returning like a list which contains how many fingers are up at any given moment. So using this module, whenever a certain action, like whenever we are detecting which fingers are up, according to that we are controlling our mouse and volume using PyAutoGUI and a PyCo basically PyCo module controls help us to control volume, and PyAutoGUI help us to control our mouse. So based on this hand tracking module, first we are finding out like how many fingers are up at any given moment, and afterwards we are controlling our mouse and volume using these two modules, PyAutoGUI and this PyCom. So that sums up the mouse and volume control part. So there is a hand tracking module, and for mouse control part, we are using PyAutoGUI and performing following operations. And for volume part, we are using PyCall library, and we can set our we can like perform mute operation. We can set the current volume and change the slider. So the next part is air hockey game, which will be explained by Soham.
Hello. So, as I was saying, this is an air hockey game. It is not made from any GUI. We made it only by overlaying and moving images. Uh, the we have another group member, Sahil Dhelon, in our group. He's not currently here due to his health issues. So we both worked on this. Uh, I'll be sharing my screen and showing you the video of how he and I implemented this. So just a sec. So here is the video. So you don't need any other person to play with this. You can play it by yourself as well, or you can play it multiplayer as well. Like we both have played it. So I wasn't. I was on mute, right? Till now.
No.
Oh, then fine.
So,
yeah.
Can you see the light up?
What?
And the game.
Oh, okay. Just a sec. Hello.
Yeah.
So I shared the screen.
Yeah.
So we made it just by overlaying and moving images, and
I mean, yeah, that's great. I'm just asking. This is a video, right? Could you actually open the game?
yeah, actually, I'm having issues with running the code right now. Like I have it here.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm having issues.
इंग्लिश लाइक हमारा फोर्थ पार्टनर साहिल ना, उसका भी डॉक्टर का अपॉइंटमेंट था. So we would have shown you live demo, but thing is इसके लिए like Python 3.8 इंस्टॉल होना चाहिए सिस्टम में. So currently मेरे को like Linux पे स्विच करना पड़ेगा या तो सोम को डाउनग्रेड करना पड़ेगा उसका पाइथन वर्जन.
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine.
हाँ तो लाइक वो 4% आया नहीं हमारे में, बट ये लाइक वर्क करते हैं गेम.
Yeah, so basically the thing is that we four have worked on it and we have sent it to that part. Like for example, here Soham and Sahil had worked it. Soham did his part and sent it to Sahil because the thing was running on his thing completely. But at the end moment, he ended up with food poisoning, so he had to rush to the hospital.
But that's fine. Okay. So could you move on with the presentation?
So basically these are our future aspects. The thing is our current only relies on CPU to function. So we are trying to find ways to also use GPU to get better results. So and also thing is we are using MediaPipe, which is Google trained model to get our results. So it automatically the big part of our project is to actually hand recognition and setting landmarks on our hand, which is already being provided to us by MediaPipe. So our future scope is to actually build a model which can take our inputs, our gestures, as an input to the model, and as an output, it will assign a label to each our model, each our gesture. So whenever a model recognizes a particular gesture, so we can just use an if statement that whenever if this label is detected, we can perform those actions. So maybe that can improve our results. So these are our future scopes, and also to add more games like bubble shooter and all. So these are our future scopes to add more games and try to use GPU and building our own model. So these are our future scopes.
And also apart from that, we thought our main motto behind choosing this project was to help the people having disabilities. Like hand tracking technology can extremely be useful for people with disabilities, while allowing users we can allow the users to control devices and interact with digital environments through hand gestures. So this was our main motto. Then we made this game.
Thus, we would like to conclude our project with this. And thank you to our mentors Devansh and Ketuki. They have been a lot of help to us throughout our journey and helped us as and when needed. And thank you for giving us this opportunity. I hope we've done our best.
You have used MediaPipe for landmark detection of your hand points, right?
Yes.
Do you have the in-depth knowledge of how that actually is working?
So basically, I tried to create a model before, but which was it saves first it opens your camera, it saves a gesture, and you collect it at a folder. But I didn't I only know logistic regression, so binary classification. It's just a binary classifier, right? but I don't know how you can have multiple inputs and multiple outputs as a model. So I haven't worked in those parts. So I couldn't build a model, so I had to rely on MediaPipe only. So I wasn't successful. So first we tried to build a model, but we weren't able to. That's why we use MediaPipe. So I guess MediaPipe allows you can use facial detection. They have so many models. We're just using that hand wala part. So it can give you landmarks and all. It gives you too much data, but for our case, we are just relying on the landmark wala part. It assigns basically a ID to every section of your hand. So based on the relative location, we are telling ki this is a particular gesture is being performed.
No, what I am asking is that do you know on what principles or what algorithms MediaPipe is using for the detection of those hands? Have you gone through the code base of MediaPipe? Anything like that?
Or read the documentation about how it works.
I don't know how at the back end what all things goes on. I'm not aware about that thing.
All right.
Okay. So for the air hockey game, you guys use MediaPipe as well? Okay. So how are you recognizing the gestures? Are you using MediaPipe for that as well, or?
Basically, MediaPipe creates a landmark on your hand. So wait, let me find the image.
Yeah, no, I understand that it creates it gives you a list of landmarks.
So the tip of your index finger has a particular ID, and also the bottom basically your index finger is divided into three parts. So it will give three dots, equally spaced dots, and every dot has an ID. So those three landmarks has their ID value. No? So I'm saying that when upper part of the landmark is below the bottom wala part, I will say that index finger is closed at that moment. So like that, it creates a list of every finger, whether it's up or down at any given moment.
So basically, what we have done is we've used the
image processing actually.
Yeah. So with the help of our camera, we have captured the image and we've kept a time lag of 1 millisecond so that it keeps on changing the frame with respect to the actual the thing that we're presenting in front of the camera. And since we've used MediaPipe for the hand part, like he said, we have a lot of modules. We can use it for face, for hands, and for a lot of other more things, but we have specifically chosen hands. So when we talk about our hands especially, so it gives index to my hand. Each finger has 4 index. We start with the thumb starting from an index of 4.
So this is the image I was referring to.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, right now you're using OpenCV to measure where the landmark for each tip of the finger is, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So instead of that, this can get adding gestures. If you want some sort of weird gesture, then you can't add it, right? Instead of that, you could have used a neural network. So once you get the list of landmarks, you could have fed it into a neural network, and you could have had a set of images with your gesture, the gesture that you want. And train that neural network is obviously using MediaPipe on those images to get the landmarks, and then training your neural network on those landmarks. So that way you could get any gesture that you wanted. So that would be an upgrade. Yeah.
That was our future scope key. We can take in user-defined gesture and assign a label to them and then do certain tasks.
Yeah, so that is how you
work. That actual neural networks are needed for them.
Yeah.
So basically, we will try to work on.
So for that, I've written in the chat also. You can check out something which is called Deep Lab Cut. So I think that will be really helpful in
uh, the future scope that you just talked about.
Yeah.
So yes.
We'll surely look into that so that we can advance the things that we've done into a more user convenient form for sure.
Like, do you guys have any suggestion for GPU wala part? How we can use GPU to process and all in our project?
I mean, surely there must be some sort of option in MediaPipe to utilize the GPU. There must be some parameter.
Okay.
Yeah, so like there's basically you have to enable OpenGL support. So
I think that still require CUDA on your PC. So I think you can surely look into that. That will obviously make it less laggy,
Yeah.
detection and all.
That could be a hack as well. If we're done with all the suggestions and questions, we can move on to the next team.
Thank you guys. Great project indeed. I think we can move on to the next team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Could we start?
Yeah, sure.
A very good evening to everyone from Team Fantastic Four. So, laws are present in all aspects of one's daily life. Right from the house we live in, we utilize property laws. The things that we own are governed by ownership laws. The vehicle that we drive on the road is governed by traffic laws. The things that we purchase from a store are governed by consumer laws. There are medicinal laws that are followed by doctors and chemists in order to prescribe and give medicines. So there are laws, laws and laws everywhere. Any leniency in following these laws can lead to mishappenings, and at this time it is very important for users to have easy access to information regarding their basic rights and responsibilities. The Constitution of India contains all these laws that benefit the citizens, but the Constitution of India is the longest written constitution for a country. It contains about 470 articles, 12 schedules, 105 amendments, and about 1,17,369 words. This makes the Constitution lengthy and difficult to understand by common people. So, here comes our website Kanun that simplifies complex legal information into concise and easy to understand sentences. Now handing over to Bhumika who will explain the working of our website.
अब हम सब ये तो जानते ही है कि हमारे कानून के हाथ काफी लंबे हैं एंड उसी तरह हमने जान भी लिया कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन भी बहुत बड़ा है. So we present to you our website Kanun and we'll explain its features using live demo. So this is the foremost page of our website. I'll show you what is present in our home page. So these are the things which are present in our website. So this is the About Us section. the services we provide, the areas of the laws which we have, then a review section. So basically, we will describe each of these sections. So first, when you click on the About section, it will direct you to this part. It is a short summary of what our website consists of. We all have faced the COVID pandemic, and it was compulsory for all of us to wear masks. And without wearing mask, if you have traveled outside, then it might have happened that you were penalized. But have you ever felt that whatever amount they are charging you, is it the right amount? Or it might have even happened that you felt the amount was actually higher than what it was supposed to be. So here we have the acts section where you can get information about all the laws. We have segregated laws into different categories like the civil laws, property laws, citizenship laws, family laws, criminal laws. And if the category of the law which you want to search is not present, then don't worry. You can directly search in the all law section as well. So suppose if I want to know what is the penalty for not wearing mask, then I can directly search it in the all law section. So if I search penalty for not wearing mask, whatever are the laws and regulations related to it, it will appear in a summarized format, and that too in the simpler words. This makes our website stand out from the others, because in other websites you will find all these things are mentioned directly, but our website just shows the article number and description in really short words. We have used NLP technique to implement this. So as you can see, we can see here at what date it was started and what is the penalty. Uh, India is a developing nation, and there have been cases regularly of reconstructions and redevelopment. Suppose your building gets into reconstruction and you want to know what are the laws or what are the facilities that the builder should give you while taking your land. So, in that case, you can search something related to it like buildings under reconstruction and then search. So you will get to know what are the different laws present in it, like they have to provide the replacement house and all these things. If you suppose search in the wrong section, like if I search this section in the civil laws, because this is supposed to be a property law, but if I search it in the civil laws, I won't get anything here. Further, more about the website will be explained by Krishi.
So we want our website to be an inclusive website. Any help that the user would want in any emergency situation should be there on our website. So we have an emergency numbers tab on our page. On clicking on this tab, we get the list of all emergency numbers. We also have other pages. We all know that India, being a democratic nation, ensures that every individual's voice is heard and represented by the government without discrimination on any grounds. So our website strives to provide its users with updated daily news. So we have an update section in our website where we provide users with daily news so that they are informed of all current events. We have different tabs like sports, business, technology, science, and health to provide them with all the latest news. Furthermore, we thought that this is not enough to solve all the problems related to law. So we thought of building a community. So we have a community page. First, if you are a new user, you will first need to create an account and register. For registration, the password is stored in a hashed format in the database, so you do not have to worry about your privacy. Again, redirecting to the login page. User can log in once registered. coming to our community platform serves as a one-stop shop for all legal inquiries where users can ask. They can ask any question using the add question tab where the user can simply ask a question, what are the recent amendments for suppose, and tap on the add question button. This simply adds the question, and if they want to answer some question, they can simply answer those questions and click on the submit button. If the user wants to search a question that was previously being answered, they can search these questions. They can even bookmark these questions. Since this was a future scope idea, so we are, with the time constraint, we have only completed the JavaScript part of it and the database part, and furthermore features are yet to be done. Providing proper legal assistance is a future goal of a website to further support and empower citizens in their quest for justice. In order to provide a comprehensive resource for citizens, we also have included FAQ section where frequently asked questions will be displayed. In future, we also expect to add the frequently asked questions from the community page to the FAQ section, so that it gives a better practical thing for the users, and they can get whatever is being repeated. They can see whatever the repeated questions are. Furthermore, I'll hand over to Bhumika.
अब वेबसाइट तो देख ही लिया, लेकिन वेबसाइट लगा कैसे ये आप हमें रिव्यूज में बता सकते हो. तो हियर यू कैन एंटर योर रिव्यू. आई विल राइट एनी यूजर नेम हियर, फॉर एग्जांपल and I'll write the review. Then I'll give some rating and then submit. So in the review section, you can see here the name is present here, and even in our database, it will be present. Yeah, it's here. So the last 6 reviews which are given by the users are shown here. And if you try to suppose give the review once again, you will not be able to do so. For example, if I write the name again here and give some other review and rating, I won't be able to do that. So these were the features of our website and how it works. So this is the tech stack that we have used. For front end, we have used HTML, CSS and JS. For backend, we have used Flask and we have used MySQL database. Krishi has already mentioned about the future scope. We would like to thank our mentors, Sarvanya Purohit and Rishabh Maru, for their constant support and being available 24/7. And thank you, CoC, for giving us this opportunity.
Hi, so yeah, great project. One of you mentioned that you used a NLP model. What model did you use?
Abstraction model.
I'm sorry, extraction or abstraction?
Abstraction.
And what is that model actually doing?
It simplifies these sentences and then it reframes the sentence. Like
Okay.
in extractive, it used to just count on the basis of the frequency of words being used.
Okay, so you're probably using TF-IDF embeddings, right? Okay, so you're using Spacey. So you're directly using like a Spacey pipeline.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you guys actually extract features from your text yourselves, or did you use the Spacey pipeline for that too?
Spacey.
Okay. Okay. Good. So you guys should actually explore this. The thing we're trying to do, trying to make sentences simpler. It is very similar to something called topic modeling in NLP. So the way you're trying to eliminate unnecessary words, so you could this would be a very crude way, but one way would be to generate TF-IDF embeddings of uh, of your of your sentence, and then for each value in the sentence, you could only keep the ones with the higher values, and we try and frame a sentence out of that, because in TF-IDF embeddings, the one with the higher value, the words with the higher value are the rarer words, or the words that are important. So uh, try exploring that. TF-IDF seems like a good idea to at least encode the text, and then you can use like a variety of models or techniques to actually classify the text or model the text.
Okay, sure.
Okay, we'll definitely explore that.
Yeah.
Actually, till now we didn't have actually verified the correctness of it. We have just used the summarization technique. We must be working on that correction part also.
Anything more suggestions or doubts from the mentors? Or else we can continue with the next team. Great work, team. Thank you.
Thank you, Cecil. Thank you, Sarabhya.
Thank you.
So the next team is
Sir, team 4-bit. Should I present now?
yeah, sure. Just to confirm, who is your team leader?
Mohit Bhoir, but today is out of town, so he is not available today.
No issues.
Yeah. Okay, so good evening, everyone. We are from Team 4-bit, and our project name is Healthcare. So, Healthcare is a medical website which will help users to easily track their diseases, find nearby clinics, hospitals, get more information about the medicines by just uploading the medicine image. So, how our website Healthcare helps users, and what are the features we implemented? So, talking about our first feature,
So in a first feature, the user will type the diseases they are suffering from, and our website will recommend the symptoms, medicines to be taken, uh, and also its causes. In the second feature, the users can identify the nearby hospitals or clinics with just one click. In the third feature, the user can get information about a medicine like its name, uses, alternate medicines by just uploading the picture of it.
Yeah, so talking about the tech stack we have used HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and the framework which we have used is React, which to build the front end. Also for the back end part, we have used Node.js, Express, and the MongoDB as a database to store all the data of the user and the medicines.
For the so the third feature is implemented using OCR. For this, we have used the pre-trained model Keras OCR. For web scraping part, we have scraped information like medicine uses and alternative medicine using the beautiful soap module. And for the deployment of this module, we have used Flask.
So talking about the progress in the front end and back end part, due to the unavailability of the API or JSON file which we needed for our medicines, we have just created a small data set of medicine for now. Also, we have integrated the OpenStreet app map API and used the Leaflet.js to integrate the map in our website. Also, the user and medicine data gets stored in a database.
Okay, so talking about the ML progress. So first we referred to different website, YouTube videos, and tried using different algorithms on a specific use case. Since our use case was so specific that it took us time in figuring out what algorithms or methods would best fit our use case. First of all, we started with using PyTesseract model, but however, it didn't provide a quite accuracy. So then we switched to the Keras OCR model. So once the medicine name is detected from the image, then we scraped the medicines info from the NetMeds website. And finally, for the deployment of our model, we used Flask.
The problem we faced during this projects were like we couldn't integrate the ML model with the backend. The problem was that we could not send the API request from the Node.js to the Flask server. So what we did was we redirected the user directly to the Flask server. Also, we faced issue in user authentication, like the user could not log out from the system. That was the problem we faced, and we are not resolved yet. That also, I also talked about that we couldn't find the data of medicines. Also, the Google Maps API we could not use that, so we have used that OpenStreetMap API instead of Google Maps.
The future aspects in future a one-to-one consultation with doctors can be added in our website. We can also provide an online appointment to clinics through our website. Also, keeping track of user history can also provide better health solutions. So we learned many things like efficient Googling skills. We also use Stack Overflow. Finally, I would like to conclude the presentation by thanking our mentors for their guidance and the entire COC team for organizing such a wonderful event. Thank you.
So I'll show the demo of our website. So this is the home page. In medicines page, here the user can type the disease he or she is facing. Like if I type allergies, so and once we press details, it will provide the symptoms and what are medicines one can take in this scenario. For a login, first registration. So it will also once registered, it will log in with the correct email and password credentials. In our find doctor medicine, the browser will pop up and will ask for uh, location request. So if I press allow, yeah, so the plus signs you are seeing are all the medicals or clinics uh, in my vicinity. Yeah, and for our upload medicine feature, if I choose a file like this tablet and I click submit, so this model takes some time while it's processing the data, and once it's finished, here will pop up the medicine name, its uses, and the alternate medicines one can take. Yeah. So that's it from our side. Any questions or suggestions?
Any questions or suggestions from the other heads, other mentors? Himanshu, any suggestions from your side?
No, I think they have a lot of like things to work on, and I would just make one point to take as much learning as possible from these tasks.
Yeah, sure. We'll definitely work on the future aspects and the shortcomings of our website.
All right, thank you, team. Great work. And after this, we have Team Nova Techies.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. Prathamesh, you will represent.
Yeah. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Hello, wait.
What?
Can I join from my other account to show the database? I'm joined from my phone right now.
Yeah, sure, you can.
Okay, I'll send the request. Okay, Prathamesh, you can start.
Okay. Achut.
Uh, Hello everyone, my name is Achut. So our group was working on the app development, and the app we developed is a PG Finder app. So what are the insights of the app? What are the features provided in the app? What are the future scopes? We will all discuss in this PPT. So next slide, Prathamesh. So, considering the current scenario or the difficulties faced in the current scenario, if anyone goes in the new city for the search of PG, the difficulty that one face are the listed below. The first difficulty is that getting right information of the PG, right and accurate information of the PG. जैसे आप शहर में नए होते हैं, कोई भी कांटेक्ट नहीं होता है, तो फिर पीजी का लोकेशन और उसका एड्रेस, कांटेक्ट नंबर, ये सब मिलने में बहुत सारी दिक्कत आती है. एंड द सेकंड डिफिकल्टी यू फेस इज ए गेटिंग आवर प्रेफर्ड रूममेट. मीन्स अगर हमें अपना प्रेफर्ड रूममेट नहीं मिला तो फिर अगले मीन्स अगर आप इंजीनियरिंग हो तो फिर आपको दूसरे डोमेन का रूममेट चूज करना पड़ता है, तो फिर वो बहुत सारे हमें एडजस्टमेंट करना पड़ता है. तो फिर और अदर नेक्स्ट प्रॉब्लम वी फेस इज द searching for a PG is it a lot of time consuming. Means new people, new environment, all the things are new, and it is very difficult to get a right PG. So and the last most important, the idea of our app we got due to because of one of our teammates Aditya Arakra was misguided by the broker. So we thought that why हम भी इस पर वर्क करना चाहिए और ऐप डेवलप करना चाहिए. So फिर the intermediaries that the broker will sometimes misguide us and charge additional fees. So to overcome all the current scenario, all the difficulties we face, we are trying to develop an app which will include. Prathamesh, next slide. So the solution for overall all these problems are the proposed system. As discussed earlier, the proposed system is an Android-based application, and it is maintains centralized repository of all related information. So, and we will find the PG according to our reference in this app, and the PG provide details information about PG. App will provide detailed information about PG, including the photos of the PG, the price, means the rent of the PG, the food facilities available around the PG, the location of the PG, and make ensuring all the facilities you will get. The app includes review and ratings, means which will increase the competition between PG owners, that they will provide best facilities such that they will generate a good review from the users. And the last solution means the problem I had discussed earlier, that getting a preferred roommate will be solved by this. The app serves as a platform for users to connect with others searching for PG, share information, and provide mutual support. Like it will create a community between. And the next further solutions, further PPT will be described by the Prathamesh. I will hand over to you.
Okay, so tools used in our app was Firebase, Kotlin. Firebase for UI development, like front end. So Kotlin as a language, Firebase for backend, Jetpack Compose for front end, and Android Studio and GitHub. Okay, so I'll explain the features of our app. Find PG, create profile, Google user authentication, chat section, reviews, ratings, and comments, and many more we will include in our app. So this is our login and registration page. If you are new user to the app, then you will have to create your account. For that, you have to fill the username, email address, and password and all. And अगर आप गलती से भूल गए पासवर्ड, तो आपको फॉरगेट पासवर्ड का ऑप्शन भी दिया है यहाँ पे, and it will generate a reset link on email on your email, and then after that you can log in. Now this is the main UI of our app. This is the lazy list of multiple pages. On clicking read more option, you will get this UI. This is the details of RPG. There will be one photo. This 10 minutes shows the distance of time of PG to your preferred institutions. As we are more focused on student, so that's why we preferred the distance time between the institution and PG. This 2% shows the vacancy, and this star shows the ratings, as it is showing null here because there is no user using this app right now, so that's why it is null. There is button for add to the favorite list, then highlights, description, rate and reviews in the comment box. We'll have to work more on the reviews because it is not working properly. This is the my profile and edit profile. First of all, you have to edit your profile, complete your profile, and after that you will get your profile on this page. Okay. Then this is the add PG and interaction page here. If you want to add your PG, this is more for PG owners. You have to add the PG name, location, rent, owner's name, and all the things. And then after you have to submit it, and it will be show here on the lazy list. Okay. And after that, you can interact with other people's also. I think interaction page. Aditya, can you please explain interaction page?
I'll explain that in demo. You explain the future scope. I'll explain that later.
Okay.
Yes.
So future scope for our app, virtual tours like Google Map पे जो virtual tour का जो नया concept आया ना वैसा virtual tour we will add in our app. Then payment integration. You can directly book the PG by using our app, and payment like UPI and the net banking will be added in our app. Then map view, it will be very easy to locate PG. If we will for that we will add map view. Then we'll have multiple filters like based on location, rent, AC availability, Wi-Fi, and etc. Some important things for users. Then push notifications. आप देखते हैं ना कि नोटिफिकेशन आता है समटाइम्स स्विगी पे आप अगर कुछ ऑर्डर कर रहे हो एंड बीच में आपने ऑर्डर इनकम्प्लीट कर दिया मतलब छोड़ दिया तो आपको नोटिफिकेशन आते हैं कि यू कैन कंप्लीट योर ऑर्डर as soon as possible. So this kind of notification will be pushed by our app. And this is from our side, and Aditya will explain you demo of our app.
Okay, so for the demo, okay, so for new user ये वाला पेज दिखेगा सबसे पहले तो गेट स्टार्टेड पेज ये बस थोड़ा सा डिजाइन और यूआई थोड़ा अच्छा बनाने के लिए किया है उसके बाद में गेट स्टार्टेड के बाद यहाँ पर अभी 3 पेजेस है अगर न्यू यूजर है तो ये पेज यूज करेगा इस पे उसका न्यू अकाउंट बनेगा यूजर नेम ईमेल और पासवर्ड ये डालना पड़ेगा और उसके बाद में फॉरवर्ड पासवर्ड का ये पेज है अगर इस पे बस वही प्रॉब्लम है कि हम लोग ने अभी ईमेल का वो नहीं किया है कि जो ईमेल है वो मतलब ये होना चाहिए गूगल का प्रॉपर ईमेल होना चाहिए तो अगर प्रॉपर ईमेल होगा तभी रिसेट लिंक जाएगा अगर नहीं होगा तो वो नहीं जाएगा बाद में अभी लॉग इन अभी लॉग इन होने के बाद ये सबसे पहला पेज खुलेगा यहाँ पे सब पीजीज ऐड किए जो भी पीजी ऐड हुए वो यहाँ पे लेजी लिस्ट में दिखते हैं अगर रीड अभी यहाँ पे हम लोग ने ऐसा कार्ड बनाया है और विल नॉट शो द ऑल द डिटेल्स बिकॉज उससे यूआई थोड़ा अच्छा भी नहीं लग रहा था और वो बहुत ज्यादा ये हो रहा था मतलब सब एक साथ इतना सारा इंफॉर्मेशन तो हम लोग ने इसको कार्ड में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किया है अभी रीड मोड पे क्लिक करेंगे तो उस पीजी का सब डिटेल यहाँ पे दिखेगा यहाँ पे कमेंट बॉक्स है और यहाँ पे रिव्यूज का अभी हुआ नहीं है और कमेंट बॉक्स अभी हुआ नहीं है, लेकिन हम लोग ने सोचा है कि इसको ऐसा ऐड करेंगे और जो भी कमेंट्स होगा वो इसके नीचे ही एक कार्ड में ऐसा दिखेगा कि इस अकाउंट ने ये कमेंट किया है इस पे, और रिव्यूज भी उसी टाइप से। उसके बाद में यहाँ पे इंटरेक्शन का पेज है। इंटरेक्शन के पेज में अभी हम लोग देखते हैं कि व्हाट्सएप पे कोई डालता है कि मेरा यहाँ पे पीजी है और मुझे अभी एक रूममेट चाहिए, मेरा यहाँ पे पीजी है 3 रूममेट चाहिए, तो वो लोग सेम यहाँ पे कर सकते हैं। तो यहाँ पे हम लोग अभी वो फीचर नहीं डाला है कि मतलब अभी तो यहाँ पे मैसेजेस वगैरह डाल सकते हैं, वो मैसेज यहाँ पे दिखेगा, लेकिन हम लोग ने अभी वो फीचर नहीं डाला है कि वो ऐसा अभी यहाँ पे जो भी पीजी है उसको मेंशन करके सीधा बोलेगा कि मेरा ये वाला पीजी मैंने लिया है, इसमें मुझे 1-2 रूममेट की जरूरत है, तो वो अभी हमने नहीं किया है। बाकी इंटरेक्शन के पेज में एक दूसरे से चैट कर सकते हैं। उसके बाद में क्रिएट पेज, यहाँ पे पीजी ऐड करना हो तो पीजी ऐड कर सकते हैं। अभी हम लोग ने ऑथेंटिकेट करने का नहीं किया है, लेकिन पीजी ऐड हो जाता है, लेकिन हम लोग ऑथेंटिकेट नहीं कर पा रहे कि अभी वो पीजी उसने जो डिटेल डाला है वो करेक्ट है या नहीं, वो हम लोग फ्यूचर स्कोप में देखेंगे उसको करने का। उसके बाद में सेटिंग्स में यहाँ पे प्रोफाइल दिखता है, और प्रोफाइल कस्टमाइज करना हो तो मोर कस्टमाइजेशन, और उसके बाद में ये कॉन्टेक्ट फीडबैक, ये सब ये अभी नहीं डाला है, और नोटिफिकेशन भी, पुश नोटिफिकेशन ये भी आगे डालना है। तो थैंक यू। नहीं, कॉटलिन कॉटलिन
हाँ मतलब बेसिकली वही क्वेश्चन था, फ्लटर या फिर ऐसे क्रॉस प्लेटफॉर्म फ्रेमवर्क यूज नहीं किया ना?
Sorry, can you please repeat?
I was just asking, you didn't use any cross-platform framework, right? It is only for Android.
Yes, only for Android.
Yes.
Also for the UI, did you use XML or did you try Compose?
Yeah, Compose.
Jetpack Compose.
That's great. Do we have any more suggestions, Himanshu and Rishabh?
Nothing from my side, like great work overall. I really like the UI.
Yeah, very good. Great work.
From the TYs here, Ananya, Devansh, Harsh, Priyansh.
एक्सपीरियंस तो बढ़िया था हमारे, मतलब हमारा जो ग्रुप था, ग्रुप से इंटरेक्ट करने में, बाद में जो हमारे मेंटर्स थे, मेंटर्स ने बहुत सपोर्ट किया हमको। मतलब जब भी आप पूछो डाउट, मेंटर्स ने उसी टाइम हमको जवाब वगैरह दिया है। दैट वाज ग्रेट एक्सपीरियंस।
And I think I also must appreciate कि प्रियांश एक मेंटर है सिर्फ, जो एक या दो मेंटर्स में से एक है जो Kotlin and Compose सिखाता है।
हाँ मीन्स हेल्प, उसमें बहुत जो भी डाउट पूछो उसमें हेल्प कर देता हूँ।
यस, साचित और प्रियांश दोनों जो भी डाउट पूछा उसी टाइम,
क्योंकि अगर सॉल्व ही नहीं हुआ तो फिर तुरंत मीट में आना तो फिर वो सॉल्व करके देना।
एक एक डेढ़
वो ऑफलाइन भी 1-2 घंटा कभी कभी डिस्कस करते थे साथ में।
That's great. तुम लोग भी थोड़ी लेगेसी बढ़ा ना Kotlin की, ये टाइम कम प्रोजेक्ट्स थे Kotlin में।
हाँ श्योरली।
ऑल्सो मैं ये नहीं दिखाया, डेटाबेस दिखा दूं?
ओह हाँ श्योर।
बस एक और क्वेश्चन लास्ट, रियल टाइम डेटाबेस के जगह फायर स्टोर क्यों नहीं यूज किया?
रियल टाइम इसलिए यूज किया क्योंकि मतलब रियल टाइम एक्चुअली रियल टाइम इसलिए यूज किया क्योंकि रियल टाइम का मैं डॉक्यूमेंटेशन देखा वगैरह, तो मुझे वो थोड़ा इजी लगा ऐसा। मैं बाकी मैं फास्ट और एक्सप्लोर नहीं किया इतना, लेकिन मैंने सबसे पहले रियल टाइम ही देखा, तो मुझे ऐसा रियल टाइम अच्छा लगा, तो ऐसा लगा कि मैं कर लूँगा, इसलिए मैंने रियल टाइम फास्ट।
बट फॉर फ्यूचर तुम लोग आई थिंक फायर स्टोर पे पोर्ट कर लो, बिकॉज रियल टाइम इज काइंड ऑफ लेगेसी, और फायर स्टोर में बहुत सारे अच्छे फंक्शनैलिटीज है जो मतलब काफी ज्यादा कॉम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं वेब एप्स को एंड मोबाइल एप्स को। थिंग्स, डेटा कैप्चर, रैम फंक्शंस सब फायर स्टोर पे।
ठीक है। Any suggestions from your side?
I think no, we are done from our side.
Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone. It was a
Thank you very much.
overall.
Thank you, Priyansh.
Was there something you wanted to add, Devan?
No. I was just yeah. I have no questions.
All right, then let's conclude. Thank you so much, everyone present here, especially the veterans, Himanshu and Rishabh. I think Himanshu and Rishabh can wait. We can have some kind of an interaction more here with the current heads. Also, thank you to the TYs present here, all the CoC heads, Ananya, Harsh, Naman, Abhishek, and Smith. Devansh today, a lot of support from the ML team, and also Priyansh here. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.